Hi, my name is Lulu Bates. I am a senior in marine science. And this year my cougar project was looking at elevated levels of nitrate on the thyroid morphology and function of Atlantic salmon. The reason that we chose Atlantic salmon are because they're a very commercially important species, but due to overfishing right now they can only be aquacultured. And we looked at specifically a recirculating aquaculture system, which is this new popular type of aquaculture system that is an upcoming new popular system for aquaculture, fish farming methods, because they limit waste and they conserve water. So the water basically is kept in the tank system, it just reflows. And one concern that has emerged with these systems is the levels of nitrate that accumulate in them. And nitrate can affect growing eggs. Specifically in this project we looked at Atlantic salmon growing embryos because they competitively bind to the iodide symporter, which thyroid follicles need for development. And thyroids are very important in the early stages of development in salmon because they produce a lot of hormones that allow that salmon to develop and grow. So if the thyroid were to be damaged in any way, it would significantly affect the health of the fish and also its reproductive status. So we wanted to find out what levels were healthy to raise these fish at and what levels weren't. So we made two treatments, one where we didn't add any nitrate and then one system where we added 100 parts per million. And so we raised the embryos until they hatched, and then we donated them to science. We killed them and we put them in Boone's fixative, which is this wax, and we serially cut them and took pictures of the slices of these salmon. And then we stitched them together using ImageJ software and actually made 3D representations and looked at the thyroid size and morphology and compared them between the embryos that were treated for the two different treatments. And what we found is that there was no significant difference between the thyroids of the embryos that were grown in 100 parts per million nitrate and the embryos that were grown in 0 parts per million nitrate. So based on our results, we believe that Atlantic salmon are a potentially good candidate for aquaculture and recirculating aquaculture systems. I would say that this is by far one of the most rewarding things that I've done. I'm a person that doesn't really learn that well just in lectures and reading textbooks. I like to do hands-on, and when you do hands-on, you mess up a lot more, but you also learn a lot more. So yeah, I really am thankful for the opportunity and for the funding from Cougar. So.